I feel like a kid again. All I wanna do is jump on in. Ha. I feel like a kid again. All I wanna do is jump on in. Oh, the creek took a hold of me. Help me see the way that life could be is always simpler than our fears. That's the song.
Yeah. Sounds like it's more the title to your song than your book.
It is.
Oh, man.
I like it.
Dude, nice job.
Yeah.
You got all these skills I didn't even know.
Yeah, unexpected serenade.
Well, and here's the thing.
I loved it, man. That was super fun.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. When you can't move out of the cultural norm, when you can't move out and actually feel like you can be authentically you, how is it that we can actually engage each other authentically?
Mm-hmm.
When we're constantly going around putting on a face, and that's why, just to set up, kind of our core discussion here. So preparing for this, there's two things, that come to mind. One is this idea of my kids on a playground, and then us in the workplace.
Mm-hmm.
Another thing is a conversation I had with a guy. I like to bring the spheres of my life together so it doesn't feel like work. It feels like just fun. Oh, like I'm passionate now. Hey, I've got this thing I'm obligated to do now. Set up this conversation with the two of you. So I started asking people questions. So I'm on a flight to Dallas for boot camp, current company I'm at. And the guy next to me happens to be American Airlines representative. And so I asked him, hey, what's the role of play in your work? And, the crazy thing, it kind of took him off guard. And so he thought about it for a second, then kind of smiled and was like, he said, trust precedes play. Mm. And I started thinking about my kids on the playground. They go out and they're looking at this great big playground, a place designed for fun, but it's not accessible to them always. They've got to, introduce themselves to another kid. Otherwise, there's some form of trust that's starting to be built, even at that age. And I started looking at the workplace, and I was like, well, yeah, I don't think people feel like they can trust. And so that's where I knew, hey, there is definitely a real conversation to be had here that includes not just play in the workplace, like ping pong and stuff, although it does include that. But this idea of trust preceding play. What do you guys think of that, just initially?
I think that is very wise. Because like you're talking, to be able to play with someone means you're going to be authentic with them, right? You're going to let your guard down that you've been talking about, which it absolutely requires trust. And it's funny because I thought we do a lot of play at Seventh Wall in all different ways, but I did not until you had mentioned that thought about the trust involved in that situation. I think it's really wise.
Yeah, I can imagine just walking into a room. Let's say you're a new manager. You walk into a room and you start cracking off jokes with your team. Like, they may not even laugh. That would fall totally dead because they don't know who you are. They don't know where you're coming from. They don't know if you're trying to make a joke or whether you're serious. I think that it's a two-way street. You both have to trust that your team is going to accept you, and that you're going, even if you're not a manager, a new member to a team, you got to trust that they're going to accept you, and that takes learning names, learning a little bit about who they are, and things like that. So absolutely. you can't goof around and play easily with people you just met.
Yeah.
Which is why it's so strange when people approach you in like a subway or a public setting and then just start talking to you and like goofing around or you know, dancing or something like that. That strikes people as very surprising because you don't have that trust yet.
That's an excellent point.
It's also funny when you're in a comedy show and they say, "Oh, look at this guy right here."
Yeah, that's right.
You know, it's funny for everyone else, but
Oh yeah, that always it feels awkward to me. I'm like,
Right.
oh man, yeah.
so
Well, go ahead.
I'm just thinking about the trust thing. Like, lots of the ways we have fun at work has to do. It's because we know the idiosyncrasies and we know the kind of the weird aspects of each other, like really well. Like people, like I'm odd. My team knows how I'm odd. Jamie's like shaking his head, right? Yeah, no, Jamie since middle school. He's also an odd duck, right? But when you know someone well enough to know their oddities, and you can playfully like interact with those oddities in a way that they know it's not an attack. It's because you enjoy how the strange part about this person or some part about their life which is unique or weird. It just generates so much laughter. Like we laugh so often and so much. And plenty of times it's at me because of all the tech guys, I'm the least like technically savvy, so I'm likely to break something. So that's like a company-wide joke, and it's always fun. I don't know. You're right. You nailed it. Like without trust, none of that would ever happen.